Este domingo nos encontramos celebrando el Domingo Mundial de las Misiones. Y tan importante que es hacer la misión. Hay muchos misioneros en el África, en Asia, aquí mismo en Estados Unidos, realizando esa tarea que Cristo realizó cuando vino a este mundo. La iglesia por naturaleza es misionera. Cristo le enseñó eso. Y usted también, en su trabajo, en su familia, a donde quiera que se encuentre, puede ser misión, trayendo personas a los pies de Cristo, a los pies de Dios. Usted puede convertirse en una persona en misión, porque la iglesia no es este edificio, no es este salón. La iglesia son los bautizados, la iglesia somos todos nosotros. Así es de que usted se puede convertir en un agente de misión a donde quiera que usted se encuentre, ¿no? Al mismo tiempo, el Evangelio nos acaba de decir que fueron a orar dos personas al templo. Uno era publicano y el otro era fariseo. El tema de las lecturas del día de hoy es encaminado a la oración. Todos nosotros tenemos que hacer oración, porque la oración es la que nos mantiene vivos, la oración es la que a nosotros nos mantiene firmes en el seguimiento de su palabra, de su evangelio, de su doctrina. Pero el fariseo fue al templo y le decía a Dios que no era como los demás. Él se vanagloriaba en sus cosas, diciendo que no cometía adulterio, que él pagaba el diezmo a los de Roma, que él pagaba todo lo que era necesario, y se consideraba una persona justa, una persona buena, una persona hasta cierto punto santa, pero no lo era. Dios conoce nuestras vidas, Dios conoce nuestros corazones, conoce lo que nosotros somos. Por lo tanto, esta persona, déjenme decirle, no fue justificada. Más bien el publicano que oraba pidiéndole a Dios perdón de sus culpas, de sus pecados, de sus debilidades, ese sí bajó justificado, porque sin duda alguna Dios le perdonó sus pecados, sus errores que había cometido. Porque escondidito él le decía: Señor, perdóname mis errores, mis pecados, mis debilidades que he cometido. Por eso el Evangelio al final dice que los que se humillan serán enaltecidos y los que se enaltecen en este mundo serán humillados. Así es que nosotros, la propuesta del día de hoy es que seamos humildes, seamos sencillos, cuando se nos toque hablar sobre todo de las cosas de Dios y sobre todo cuando hagamos oración, que solamente lo sepa Dios y el que la hace, lo que realmente el hombre puede hacer. Y de esa forma seremos justificados por la gran misericordia de Dios, por el amor de Cristo, por su bondad, ¿no? Y Ave María Purísima.
This is a tag team homily. This is one of the richest scripture passages that we have. And it is one of my favorite, among many favorites in the scripture. And it is because it speaks to the people that need God, that know they need God. And that is all of us, every single one of us. There is not one person on this earth who is not a sinner and does not need forgiveness, except maybe my mother. And so when we see the difference in this gospel passage between the Pharisee, who is the religious leader, and who does everything he's supposed to, and then more. He's congratulating himself in the presence of God, whereas the poor sinner in the back doesn't even enter the church, doesn't even lift his eyes to heaven, but simply says, "Oh God, be merciful to me, a sinner." While he's saying that prayer, the Pharisee is saying, "I thank you that I'm not like the rest of men, like this poor guy in the back. I fast twice a week. He was only supposed to fast once a week. He says, I pay tithes on all I possess. He only had to pay tithes on certain things. And so he was like really going like, God, aren't you happy with me? You know, aren't you glad I'm here? I'm not like all the other sinners. No, you know, I am the one. And so, when Jesus one time, or many occasions, when the scribes and Pharisees said, why are you hanging around with sinners? He says, they're the ones who need me. He says, go and learn the meaning of the word in the scripture. It is mercy I desire, not sacrifice. So the Pharisee was fulfilling all the rituals of the law, but had no love. And the two major components of the law is love God with all your heart, all your soul, all your mind, all your strength. So maybe he was doing pretty good at that. You know, I'm going overboard, Lord. But he did not have love for his neighbor. He had disdain. And so, when it comes to God's love and mercy, at one time, when they said, why are you hanging out? Another time, when he said, why are you hanging out with sinners? He says, people who are well do not need a doctor. Sick people do. And that's the precursor to go and learn the meaning of the word. It's mercy I desire, not sacrifice. And so what I want to emphasize today is we have this gospel passage from Jesus. Padre Hilario concluded with the person who is humble and respects God and respects themselves, their prayer will be heard. The scriptures say, O Lord, a humble and contrite heart you will not scorn. And so what is our position in the church? Because it's not just that the church has a mission, the mission of God has a church. And our mission is to welcome everyone and to remind them of God's love and never let anyone feel God can't love me. You say, no, 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 no. God especially loves you. And the reason why God especially loves the sinner is something that I remember when I asked a parent who had 5 children in the family. I said, is there one you love more? And she said, oh, yes. And I was like, which one is it? You know, which one? You know, and I was thinking, how can you love one more than the other? I mean, don't the other 4 get upset with you? I mean, aren't they jealous? She says, I said, which one is it? She says, it depends. I said, what? She says, it changes. I said, the one you love more changes? Yes. She says, the one I love more is the one who needs my love more. And it changes from time to time, day to day, depending upon what is happening. The one who I love more is the one who needs my love more. And that's what this gospel passage is all about. And so as a church, that it's not that the church has a mission, it's that the mission of God as a church is that we do not look down on our neighbors. We do not engage in racism. We do not engage in superiority. And we do not judge. And that is the mission of the church. I mean, that is the mission of God. And if the church fully embraced that, you and I and everyone, because we all fail at this, then you know what? The church on Sunday would be jammed with people because they would say, here's a place where I can go and I am loved without question. I am not judged. I am welcomed. And I am accepted just as I am. I'm accepted just as I am. One time I had a loving couple, so dearly married. They married late in life. And they were getting ready to celebrate their 20th wedding anniversary. And what happened, unfortunately, is the husband got recurring cancer, came back, and he passed away. And one of the things that the grieving widow said to me was, he accepted me as I was. He accepted me as I was. And that meant that she didn't feel that she was perfect. She knew she had faults. She knew there were times when she was difficult. We knew that. We didn't say anything, you know, but it's true for everyone. Who among you has a friend that is always good to you? Very rare. Who in a marriage relationship has no complaints at all about their spouse? Please stand up now. And so this is the kind of love that we need for ourselves. And because we need it, God gives it. The Lord will not spurn or scorn a humble and contrite heart. And so if there's anyone here today that feels that there's something wrong with you and God can't love you, not true. God accepts you and me as we are. And I'm very happy about that.